Hello, boys. So, I wanted to read some comments because it'll help us understand the storyline. Remember, we talked about Arab power, this new term for our show here. Of course, they're not new, but we're discovering it, man. We're no experts here. We're not spending prison time, none of that. So, what better way than read the newspaper, and as they come in, we learn about them and we add them. That's the way we do it here. Of course, I don't too much like taking comments for the as like the Bible, because you never know. People can come in, they can lie, they can be speculating, but speak as if it's a fact, but where they don't really have an idea. Anyone can say anything, and then enemies can come and use this platform to twist the truth, to play their game. I don't want to do any of that, bro. But however, we got some good people too amongst them, amongst not amongst them, but amongst all of y'all. So take this, as a disclaimer. Take that as a disclaimer. I don't know if it's true, if it's not, and I won't always be doing this. So don't think because you're leaving comments, I'm gonna use you as whatever. But because I don't want to make that a habit, because you know why? It can lead us to something terrible, many terrible things, bro. So that's the only reason. However, these people here, I appreciate them, and they seem to come from a good place. They're very respectful. They seem to know more than they allude to. And usually, when I run this channel, the people who know stuff that I don't usually like to rub it in your face, give you disrespect. Maybe think that you're here for that, and I'm telling you I'm not. And these two people, they get it. They get it. They never did any of that, So that's why I'm happy to see what they're speculating on. Perhaps it's speculation, perhaps it's fact. But you got the disclaimer. Hello, Gagnon Alain. Comment ça va, bro? Comment ça va, bro? Welcome, buddy. So let's read them. Because we need to learn. Since we're starting from nothing. All right, so remember Younes Ataki? We showed you the picture of the dude. He was coming in and out of prison. You saw a picture of him with Markens Villemay. Markens Villemay was one of the people that was charged for the hit against the Hells Angels. Some people here nickname him Sanchez, so I'm going to call him Sanchez. I forget his name, and it's hard to pronounce too. It's Deschulde, something Deschulde. And apparently Deschulde, if you believe what people are saying, it's logical. He got connections in prisons with street gangs. You would assume that could be true, and that probably is. Who knows? But likely. So, he's involved in a bunch of stuff. They did off him. Okay. But who offed him? Markens Villemay was part of the plot. They went from Montreal, from the neighborhood of Saint Leonardo to, what do you call it? Remember, Saint Leonardo is EGK. And EGK recently got sent a kid to the bunker of the Hells Angels. Everything's tying up together. But anyhow, I wanted to just tell you why I'm saying this is Markens Villemay, the guy who was charged for that Hells Angels hit, whatever. There's pictures of him while police are surveilling him meeting Arab power, I guess, leader. I'm afraid of saying leader, and he's not a leader because I don't know him. I don't know anyone. But people are saying this on our comments. So I'm going to sort of roll with the flow. Plus, I don't think that he's a nobody, bro. I do not think he's a nobody. Things are lining up too much for him to just be a pawn like the 14-year-old kid. For us who know nothing, right? So now you know who it is. It's Younes, who was in the picture with Marcus Villemay. And Younes himself, while he was meeting the guy and they were surveilling, taking pictures of him shirtless, he was going to like a location, pop, taking care of business, and then dumping the tool inside of like the river, whichever river it was. And then the police, they would see, they even caught him. Some people saw him throw something in the river, and someone died. They did 1+1. They figured out it had to be him. They charged him for that. He got, quote, he was supposed to get life, but life in Quebec is a joke. Who knows about that? You know about that. But so anyways, that's Younes Ataki. So but now I can read the comment. It'll make more sense to you, bro. And Axti welcome my Australian buddy, man. I got a channel from, I watch my favorite channel is from the guy who does the voice of that channel. He seems to be Australian. I'm pretty certain of that. He does a freaking good job. What's up, buddy? Ozzy, right? And DJ, what up, my man? Okay, so let's get to this. The comment from whoever here, because this is not their real nicknames, right? This is like a tag, so I don't know what his real nickname is. It doesn't matter too much, out of respect, you know. Basically, he says, and he's a good guy, he's one of us, the commenter says, basically, Younes Attaki was a rolling 90s, that's from West Island, a gang, but chose to put all Arab criminal under his control. And he has strong allies with the Haitian gang like 24, FHB. This is the Laval coalition, right? Who's, I believe, they're the red affiliates, I believe. And it checks out, you got Prophet Boys in there. And they were beefing with the Blue Alliance, right? We're speaking about street and prison gangs, really. So we're already identifying two pipelines. Well, usually we identify pipelines by the top, right? But I want to identify them exceptionally today at the more street level, just to make it easier for us, you know? Now, the real question is, where does the coke come from each side? That's the actual name of the pipeline. That's the real interest who's battling it out. But they are battling it out. So we got the Blue Coalition, and then we got what I'm just showing you right here, where they're talking about, it seems, Younes Attaki, rolling 90s, but there was blue in my, if I remember before. But who knows? He created Arab Power, I think. But he says allies with the 24, FHB, Prophet Boys. Now, Cho, I don't know what that means. Cho Block, I got no idea how to read. I'm not sure if he's a mistake here, but it says Cho Block Arab Gang from Chomedey, that's Laval, who is controlled by Sylvain Kabuchi. We heard like Sylvain Kabuchi was like what, 24, 25, based on the previous article. We just spoke about him previous video. You don't see it because it got dinged by YouTube. Yes, it got dinged. That's why. Anyways, so that was Sylvain Kabuchi. If you don't know, wait for it to come, and hopefully it will, and you'll be able to watch it. He says that Cho Block Arab gang from Chomedey, who is controlled by Sylvain Kabuchi, who joined them because he had beef with the Black Crip gangs in Chomedey, who are allies with Dirty S and Crank. There you have it, Dirty S, that Hell's Angels. I didn't know that. You know, this is because I read this comment beforehand. That's why, a few days ago. It says, so Dirty S, affiliation with prison gangs, right? We got a Dirty S here. We have a Crank. And we have we see an allegiance here with the Black Crip gangs of Chomedey, right? Now, I remember some guy was emailing me saying, Gregory, he was an expert about everything. He was very condescending all the time. And the moment I mentioned Israel for any harm that it does, he said, I'm unsubscribing, that guy, you know? And then he came back secretly with 2 other user accounts, and he's still watching. You know, that dude. But he was telling me, in his expert opinion, you know, such as when he showed me the picture of gangsters meeting in the park, and I told him we already discussed this in the show, and he said, look, that's the proof. You know, they were plotting on Gregory Woolley to die. Well, they were plotting on him to die 4 years earlier, because that picture is pretty old. You know, that guy. Now you know what I'm talking about. Well, he was telling me in an email, he was saying Gregory Woolley's the one who sent someone to go to Ontario to off Dirty Sanchez. That's what happened. That's what the expert says. But here I have Dirty Sanchez. Who am I going to trust here, guys? Who should I trust? Lamron, so far, who's saying that Dirty S was in the alliance with the Crip gangs. Or should I listen to the other guy who's saying that one of the controllers or benefactors of the Crip gangs, one of the top, who's always wearing blue, Gregory Woolley, who has his hands in all this, he's the one who sent someone to kill Dirty S. I don't know, man. Seems like there's something. It's a little bit confusing. That's all. That's what I'm gonna leave it at that. But I'm leaning on Lamron's lining up better for us. But he says Dirty S had an open conflict with Jean-Philippe Célestin. So Dirty S had an open conflict with Jean-Philippe Célestin. He seems to be sure about this. I'll go with it for now. But remember, this is all speculation. What do I know? I'm just afraid. You never know if he's just speculating or not. But he seems to be certain of this. But I want you to decide. And also, the reason I'm saying this is if it checks up, lines up in the future, we're gonna trust my man here, right? You get it? You get it? So, anyways, Dirty S had an open conflict with Jean-Philippe Celestin. That's made their gang weaker, and the Arab power basically took advantage. Okay, so far we got Arab power. We have Chomedzi, the gangs from over there, where we have FHB. This, I know for sure it was the red one, Flamehead Boys, and the 24s. Now, there was two gangs with numbers. There was a 26 and a 24. I'll never forget. I'll never remember which one's which. I just know that one of them was with the Blue Coalition. One of them was with the, I say Red Coalition, just to distinguish them. Doesn't matter too much. It's not really about the color, guys. It's about people, the actual people. And then you got Profit Boys, so that's the profit collectors who were working for the red. Well, I'm saying that, you understand what I'm trying to say, working with. But they were still working for, because BFM sent was it profit collectors to go collect the profits, right? So it's like sort of, you see the colors are lining up too, Now he's saying, now we got My Name is Ting, long time Crafty one here, very long time. He knows more than he says. And he's a wise man, says. So he's questioning it. He says, so you're saying a Arab from the 90s Crips, this is the West Island gang, right, has aligned himself with the Bloods, I guess he's saying. I shouldn't say that word because it gets me dinged. From the east side of Montreal. So he's talking about, he's questioning it because he's saying profit collectors. We know they are from the east side of Montreal, right? Profit collectors. So now he's saying, so you're saying that guys from the 90s Crips aligned himself with the Reds on the east side of Montreal. And the guys from Pierrefonds, so he's talking about basically people from this gang should be from that area, from that neighborhood. And the guys from Pierrefonds, sorry about that, West Island, from Arab power, control Arab gangs that are beefing against each other. So he says Arab gangs that are beefing against each other. Here we have Ville Saint-Laurent and Anjou, right? If I'm not mistaken, or it's in Saint-Léonard. That could actually be Saint-Léonard. Hard for me to know the three letters by that, because you could say Saint-Laurent if you want, in a way, but you could also say Saint-Leonardo. I guess it's Saint-Leonardo, right? Because we're talking about the Arab gangs, but there's Arab gangs in both of them. It's a little tough, right, at this point, with three letters. Like, continue. He answers him, yes, Younes Attaki got money and respect in prison. We can truly believe that. We saw what he's been up to. It's lining up. The war between young gang doesn't really affect him. Gang are not into that red versus blue thing anymore. If you check the article about the offing of Justice Owusu, remember? And Jean Vilsain, remember? Two people who got offed within the last 2-3 years when we're talking about the street gang storyline. You see how we build up upon things, guys? I want you to appreciate this. All these months of building upon random events is being put closer and closer together, man. So he says the murder of Justice Owusu and Jean Vilsain, the suspect are sometime from Arab Power and sometime from FHB or 24. Momo Berberi, we definitely read this name this week. I cannot remember, but we read this name. You might remember, friends. In one of the Arab Power videos, I think. I'm pretty certain. Momo is a nickname, by the way. It's a nickname for something. It's not his real name, but it looks a lot like his real name. That's where it came from. Momo Berberi is now. So he seemingly switched. Is now an Arab Power member. Is that the guy we were talking about last time? Someone, I remember, I seem to recall this. You see how bad my memory is. One Arabic dude was from a gang, and then he went to prison, whatever. He made new friends, and he switched side, or he changed alliances, something like this. I'm wondering if it was him. But he says Momo Berberi is now an Arab Power member, and yes, Younes was from the rolling 90s Crip. If you type Markins Vilme, the guy next to him in that photo where we showed you the cops were surveilling, The news described him, I guess that article we read together, you and I, Crafty One, the news described him as a member of the Rough Rider Crip gang from Pierrefonds. Now, Rough Rider gang is a very, for most half the audience, it's an old name. It's not a new gang. It's not something that just came to be the last 5 years. This, I've been hearing it for at least 1 or 2 decades. I think 2 decades. So I don't know when it started, but I seem to recall having heard about them 2 decades ago. That puts me in question. How old is Mr. Yunez? Or wait a second. If you type Markins Vilme, describe him as... Oh, no, sorry. It's Markins Vilme. Okay. Yeah, it checks out because Yunez looked kind of young. Not too young, but too young to be a Rough Rider. When you talk about Markins Vilme, it'll check out a lot better for me. A lot better. That didn't really line up for me, but yeah, that's good. We're good. Sorry about that. The name of his gang changed over the years, is what he's claiming here. But it's much more of the same thing. Now, what did Rough Riders change to? Is he saying it changed to Rolling 90s? I don't know. I have no clue. I'm just putting it out there. I have no clue. So then we have, he continues, he controls more Anjou than Saint Leonardo. Again, I'm wondering here. But it seems that STL, I guess I'll just say STL, and it'll be better for the future when someone watches that he'll know. He controls more Anjou than STL, but it seems STL accepted a contract from them recently. So it's definitely talking about Saint Leonardo, right? Because of the 14-year-old kid was from Saint Leonardo who was sent to the biker bunker. So to reread that, you look at this. He controls more Anjou than Saint Leonard. But it seems Saint Leonard, the gangs over there, accepted a contract from them, their superiors, recently. And they were the 14-year-olds who died. That all checks out perfectly, the story with the news articles. Perfectly so far. Now, we keep going with my friend here. From La Presse, the newspaper, about the guy next to him in the picture that I showed you. You see Yunez Ataki with Markins Vilme. Markins was the black dude. Yunez was the Arabic dude, without the shirt. And they both were looking like they were in a serious conversation, plotting and scheming. The cops were actually taking photos of them. And it's funny, all these guys have pictures exactly. They look the same. Even Gregory Woolley, when he was meeting with the other blue guy who was inside of that pipeline, what do you call it, De Silva, whatever, he would come and meet him. It looked exactly the same, just with the shirts on. And they were looking at their cell phone. Cops were following them. Cops seem to know who to follow, who to take pictures from. Seems like when you leave prison, you're going to be surveilled. They'll know everything about you. They'll be able to deduct what's happening just by looking at you in the photos. And the concentration on your face with your buddy, walking side by side like when they surveilled Sammy Gravano back in the day with John Nagari, walking on the sidewalk. You guys do that, it's clearly obvious you're up to something. Might want to revise this. They used to think if you don't walk next to a building or next to a car, they can't tap you. They have to tap a location. Put a bug, I mean. So these guys think walking the sidewalk is gonna be safer this way. They cannot predict the bug where they're gonna place it. You're walking. You can walk anywhere. It's too random. But now, just the fact of seeing you two walk side by side, they can do a lot with that, with those pictures, as you could tell. They did so with Gregory Woolley and Silva. They did the same with Yunez Ataki and Markins Vilme. Without flaw, without fault, they did it perfectly and they executed it. I'm talking about the cops, guys. But, okay, so from La Presse, about the guy next to him in the picture, now he's reading it in French. He says, an individual approaches the rolling 90s. Markins Vilme was found guilty by a jury in Brampton, Ontario, and condemned to prison to perpetuity without possibility of parole before 25 years for the offing of the Hells Angels, remember Sanchez, committed in 2019. From an article about the offing of an enemy of Gregory Woolley. That's not the translation. This is what he's saying. He's saying it's from an article about the offing of an enemy of Gregory Woolley. An individual close to the rolling 90s, Markins Villemay was convicted by a jury in Brampton, Ontario, and sentenced to life imprisonment. Now, you got to stop using the word life imprisonment in Canada. That does not exist. Okay, that's it. That's it, guys. I thought you needed to hear this. It's important. There you go, man. And I think we got something new here too. It would be interesting. This is from the latest video that got dinged. So if you haven't watched it, apologies. You're gonna have to wait. Hopefully YouTube clears it out. If he does clear it out, you'll be able to watch it. If not, join the membership. You can watch it. Me, out of respect, I let those guys be able to watch it as YouTube reviews the video. But other than that, if it's not playing any ads, if YouTube will play any. That's what they do. Is when they don't let you, they still play the ads. They just don't pay you for them. I don't let YouTube exploit me like that. It seems like it. He says, "My name is Ting." So one of the two people having the conversation earlier says, "It seems like it. Celestin's organization versus Arab power." Because we're not sure, right? We're not sure. But that's the question I put on the title of that video. Arab power versus Jean-Philippe Celestin. New leads for us to check out. So he answered, "It seems like it. Celestin's organization versus Arab power. Wondering if Celestin's crew is what it used to be. Because Arab power is 2-0 on him. That means a score. He's saying that Arab power probably offed 2 of his people, and they offed 0 of him. Now, who are these 2 people? I guarantee you, off the top of my head, unfortunately, it's the brother of, I think his name was Brandon Celestin. Poor guy. He got offed. Remember, we talked about that. We covered it even. Guaranteed that's got to be one of them, of that score of 2-1. I cannot remember what the other one was. I think it was Sanchez, is what they're saying, according to the previous guy, right? Sorry, see how quick my memory goes, man? But I guess it's that one, right? You guys are probably going to say, yeah, that was the one, Forger. Let's continue. He said, also wondering what is happening with the syndicates. That's Gregory Woolley's underlings, It says, do they still exist or defunct? Defunct, and now could it be the Marauder? Well, defunct, except as a name, defunct, but the people who were part of it, some of them are still here. And we actually saw, what do you call it? As best as I know, maybe they exist. I doubt it, though. I doubt it. But the people, who are they? What are they if not the people themselves? So the people still exist. I actually, thanks to, was it Adam Rogers? Remember at the end of our videos, he jumps in, and Adam Rogers helps us out. He says, hey, man, I found a link, Forger. And he sends it, and he sends us on a rabbit chase. He sent us a video of, now that I want his name, it's not coming to me, man. He's got one of those sick Haitian names, and I mean that in a good way, What's his name, man? Barthelus, yeah, they always have the cool names. Yes, Winsing Barthelus. You can't mess this up, bro. Yes, him. He sent us the boxing match, bro. We watched the boxing match the other day, and the guy couldn't control himself even during the boxing match. He had to be a thug. You could not just knock the guy out and be respectful like a martial artist, but you had to. But I'm playing too, but yeah, it's not very sportsmanly to do that, but you should know better than that, though. But that was 10 years ago, and maybe he had a hard, what do I know? Maybe the guy insulted his mother. I don't think so, but you never know. I'm just saying my observation, as my own personal feelings on playing boxing, and you knock the other guy out, and you go on top of his head, and you go, what? That's not cool, man. But we saw the video. That's Winsing Barthelus. It would be, if you say, what is happening with syndicates? I don't know, but they still exist. The people that were part of it still exist. What is a gang without its people, right? François Tremblay, what's up, buddy? Welcome, bro. Appreciate your support, buddy. I really do. Thank you very much. And all you other guys, too, don't hesitate to help your boy Forger out for what we do here together. We're gonna put all these pieces together so you can understand what's going on in the underworld. Also, because it's your part of this country. Whether you've been here 5 years, whether you've been here 10, whether you've been here for generations, you're part of this country too. I know I speak a lot about immigration and things like that. And I have a very strong feeling about it because It's screwing you. It's screwing everyone of all different colors. All different colors. It makes it harder for the Haitian man here with a Canadian Haitian man here to get a job. He's struggling. He's been paying taxes his whole life, and he wants to advance. He goes maybe get an education, and then he finally finishes it, and he applies to jobs, and there's just like 3,000 applicants applying for that job. 3/4 of them or half of them just entered the country 2 years ago. It's not cool for that person at all, whatever color he is. That's what it's really about, man. And showing respect, and for people here that've been here, because they're kind people. They let you come in. They let you come in. They're sharing the wealth despite their struggling. They're opening the door for you. They've been here for generations. Just because suddenly now they're saying, okay, enough, you cannot insult those people that for decades they opened the door for you. For decades they helped all these countries out. And now they're tired. Now they're saying, please, put a gas pedal on this. Stop for a moment, If I have guests coming over, if it's my home, I can and I can't have guests 24/7. At a certain point, if my house is a mess, I need to fix the house. If I want to have people again later on, if I'm not ready, I'm not ready, man. And in this person who's not ready, he's from Haiti, he's from Lebanon, he's a French Canadian who from Nouvelle France. He's an Anglophone. He's all of these people, But it's only the child butthurt people, the very selfish ones who don't care about anybody else, who says, no, you gotta let me. It doesn't matter. I got here a year ago. Everything's good. I did I deserve it. You don't deserve nothing, pal. Not just you, and not the filthy rich either, who just want to pump the stock market, because the birth rate in Canada is probably negative, and they see the writing on the wall. The people who don't need to work for a living, they only live when the price of homes go up. They only live when the price of real estate goes up, price of investments go up. They figured it out. They're not going to consume more if population doesn't get replenished. So they thought they say, you know what? We don't care about wages. Doesn't affect us. We don't live off wages. We live on capital gains and dividends. That's how they make their living here. They're good with screwing up the wages and screwing up the balance, screwing that you finish school and then you can't find a job ever. You're applying, and the competition is so ferocious that entry level, you need to have 3, 4, 5 years experience to do that. So basically, go work at Walmart. Oh, that's good, that's good. You should do that and get minimum wage. Go nowhere. Just pay the landlord. He's the Lord here. But that's what they've been doing for 20 years. They've been diluting your citizenship, whoever you are, using your tax money on anyone except you. I heard in America they spent $94 billion just for Ukraine, for Taiwan, for all these other interests outside, but they won't help people inside. I find that very funny, They got a cartel war right next across the border. They spent only like maybe 500 millions for Mexico, They don't really care about people that much, these governments in the West. Sadly, it's all talk. It's all talk. Sorry about that rant, my bros. Let's get back to business. And now the news, my friend. Well, I'll go through this one quicker because you allowed me to rant. Charlie Martelli, what's up, pal? He says, what's up, Forger Dude? Just so you know, Cranberry 20. Oh, Cran 20. I forgot, a long time, bro. I never left you. He just changed the channel name. Is that, I don't know, is that you? Is that Charlie Martelli 21C, yeah? 21C, is that it, bro? Brother, 21C? Respect, bro. I appreciate it, man. Good you let me know. It's good you let me know, because I wonder if Charlie Martelli is someone else. So it's you, 21C? Perfect. Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate that. Okay, so guys, news. The fires in Montreal continue. They're still throwing Molotovs. We need to appreciate that fact. 2 incendiary objects thrown 2 consecutive nights on a commerce in Montreal. Dun, dun, dun. So where do the fires usually occur? I have not read this article. Let's try to take a guess and see if they will repeat the pattern, Rather than read it and know what it is, why don't we try to do it this way? It's only going to show you if we are onto something. The fires were in St. Leonardo. Most of them are in St. Leonardo. Extremely rare in Montreal North. The last one was a car. So that's negligible. Saint Leonardo, we wouldn't be surprised if it did happen. The bastion of the mob, fine. Laval, that's the other one that happens very often. Very, very often for us. Very important to consider Laval. And more recently, the last 6 months, the one that's new, but it happens so many times, is going to be West Island. West Island, where they threw the Molotovs at homes, or let off shot rounds at the homes. Those are like the three main ones with the new one added. And other than that, can we think of anything else? I'm just trying to see here. Nothing's coming to mind. Okay, Southwest. We did have action in Southwest, but it was mob busts. They were going in. They made a major bust of a mobster. Remember that one? I can't remember his name, but it was for a cane ring. But before they busted him, the chain of news, maybe unrelated, but before they did him, I think, or before and after, probably. No, before and after, both. There was Molotoving of pizzeria, of two pizzerias on the same street. It was in Point St. Charles, I think, in the Verdun Southwest area. That's the one that I can recall coming back to me. And this was in the last 6 months. And other than that, the other fires it's unrelated to this. They're in Quebec City. Remember the barbershop, but we won't talk about that. Montreal is its own specific thing. We need to cut this one here. I want you to have tunnel vision here, because this one happened in Montreal. Let's see where. Commerce hit twice, 2 consecutive days, right? And what's this business? I cannot tell. It's called Espace. That means space, and I cannot read the rest. It says Houblon. I don't know. Sorry, guys. And I even by looking, I can't tell what kind of commerce this is. Let's see. The type of commerce matters a lot. There you go, guys. Point St. Charles, the southwest of Montreal. There you have it, pal. It's repeating itself. Do you really think these are all unrelated events repeating themselves exactly the same neighborhoods? And Point St. Charles is tiny. Let's not kid ourselves. Point St. Charles is tiny. I'm willing to even bet that this burning happens near Wellington Street. And I know that place like the back of my hand growing up there. Growing up in that area. It's home, sweet home, depressing as F. So let's see here. There's where was this one? Dans la nuit. So it happened Thursday to Friday. Commerce situated very close to Wellington in Charon. I told you that's going to be the case. It's a small neighborhood, right? And that's a very important street. If there's going to be people dealing stuff, they're gonna have activities in that area. It's like that neighborhood is like a downtown neighborhood, not downtown, but it's downtown type of thing. You get the downtown vibes. It's dirty like you would think a downtown would be. It's how you say, nighttime is not quiet. There's always people moving around. You're gonna find the junkies, of course. You're gonna find the people who don't sleep. The cigarettes everywhere, not clean at all. You know, everything that's going on. Very urban to the next level urban. And the restaurants are staying late, open late, bars open late, etc., etc. And when they get tired of being there, well, you're just like 10-minute drives to downtown. And I don't mean 10 minutes through the highway. You know what I'm saying? Not the highway. 10 minutes just going through the neighborhood, and you're practically maybe even less. You know. Can't recall. All right. So we did that one. Okay. Then when did it happen? No, this is not when it happened. Sorry, you don't have the time. I like to see the time, probably in the morning hours. By now, we're used to it. Next story. I just wanted to just tell you the stats, just to give you the stats. Very important. We've had the car theft rings, all these car thefts. We're getting people getting busted left and right. These networks from Quebec, Ontario, Quebec. Usually they steal from one, send to the other, vice versa. We're not going to waste time here, but you need to know this because we're trying to understand the story for us in our head to explain things so we can look back in the future and say, hey, do you remember that era? When did that era end? When was the beginning of the end of that era? Now, I'll give you an example of how to apply this. Do you remember we talked about 2 years ago, we talked about Operation Unhealthy. In French, malsain. It's actually in French, but I called it unhealthy for you. That was, at the time, they said it was one of the main operations because they were seeing a rise in fire round crimes in Canada. But this is a Quebec operation. So they wanted to, they got worried. They say it's been on the rise. There's definitely people dealing those rounds here, and they wanted to go on a bust. They started to give action. And what happened? Not too long ago, maybe I guess maybe in the beginning of the year or maybe even midway last year. I cannot recall it. Honestly, I cannot. Yeah, probably 2023-ish. We spoke about it peaked. It peaked because they took action. And now it was starting to fall. So when you looked at the statistics of what's the number of gun crimes, you would see that it was dropping. The percentage was no longer increasing, it was dropping. Now, about vehicles, the same thing is occurring now. We spoke about busts way more than usual in the old port of Montreal or even other provinces. But look at this. For the first time, the rate of car thefts dropped. And when you say it dropped, did it drop this time versus what time last year? Well, the first 6 months. So we already passed the 6 months of the year, right? Well, it's been a while. So from January to, say, June 30th, last year versus this year, that's a good amount of time, right? To draw an indicator. We see that it peaked, and it's starting to drop. Good news, is not? How much did it drop, Forger? Well, they say it dropped 41%. So we're conclusive here. It definitely peaked. Last year was at its peak. 2023, 2024 is when it dropped by almost half. Here we have it, guys. Something to learn here. I'm not sure. It says indemnities for insurance, maybe insurance thefts. I don't know. He says, I'm not sure how to read that. Historically, I guess the insurance are. I'm going to skip that because I won't know how I won't be able to use the right terms. I don't even have the understanding. It's not worth it to make a mistake there. So about 70. I'm not sure what they're. Yeah, this is insurance stuff. Yeah, I will never be able to grasp that. But one thing you need, well, of course, even with a 41% drop, does it mean we're back to normal levels? No. It says even if with the 41%, we're not back to historical levels. Okay, we're still high. So let's keep it there. So for Quebec, it dropped 41%, huge. For Ontario, 16%. We can agree it still peaked last year, and it dropped now. But other provinces has increased. They're saying that Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, they increased. They did not, they're not leveling off. It's actually increased 27% in Nova Scotia, right? And 14% in New Brunswick. Increase, guys, increase. So let's keep that in mind. So they're behind us. All right, stupefier bust, 2 arrests, seizure of cane and M&Ms, they say. This is Friday, October 4th. Approximately 5 p.m., the provincial police proceeded to the arrest of 2 people. Now, I like to see ages. We got 41 and 50. We don't got names, but what did they confiscate? 200 grams of cane, 4,000 units of M&Ms, which they call ice here, and 4 cell phones and $1,000 in cash. Very small bust. So it was a 41 and 50 years old. Now they're talking about the 41-year-old suspect. His name is David Isabelle. So he's a man, first name and a female last name. So I assume he's a man. He appeared at the courthouse in Matane. He's facing the accusations. Yeah, nothing there to read here. He does have a big criminal background, a rap sheet, they say. Or at least there's something there before. Whereas the 50-year-old man was liberated under promise of appearing in court. So he was the second guy may not have a big criminal record. Okay, that's all we got. Nothing serious here. Is this the same story? This doesn't seem to be the same story. The police of the SQ, so they have 4 search warrants in the last days in Rouyn-Noranda. So that sounds like an African town. It's not, pal. It's in Quebec. I think it's northwest part of Quebec, and Malartic. So they're at four. They were an operation, an interesting operation in the northwestern part of Quebec, more isolated area than all the rest, by the way, which led to seizures of M&Ms, cane, and Skittles or X-Stacies, if you know what they are. The MDM stuff. A man of 38 was arrested. Okay. And when they did go to his place, I guess, they found 450 units of M&Ms, 35 Gs of cane, and some cash. Again, another minor bust, nothing serious. Okay. I'm going to have to, because you know what? You know why. So remember the guy who, remember BFM, Al Bovin, we learned recently that he had sent someone. No, remember, Al Bovin is from Saguenay-Lac-Saint-Jean. That's his territory area. He's going to try to maintain it, right? So he has a list of enemies that he knows he needs to go knock on the door, and he's been sending people at people's door, allegedly. Well, one of those times this year was a 60-ish-year-old man living in his home. He was completely innocent. He has nothing to do with anything. But Al Bovin mistakenly sent someone to his home. And they rang his doorbell, I guess. He opened it. They pushed him inside, and they let off rounds off him. Thankfully, the guy survived, but he had nothing to do with any of this. See, there's a story here. See what they're saying, if there's anything new. It says, the rounds passed 2 centimeters from his heart. Wow, that was close, huh? You know I get dinged for this, right? Probably why my previous video got dinged. Just for that, guys. On the 15th of April, the 64-year-old man, yeah, we know the story. We read it before together. So it was a mistake on the identity of the person. 6 months later, 5 individuals, that's what we read last 2 days ago, right? And it's probably in that video too. Yeah, that video that got banned, that you got to wait for, hopefully. So we're not going to redo that again. We just wanted to see what was the update. What did they add here? Yeah, there definitely was a mistake on the identity. This guy wants to start his life again. Now, who are these people? Who are these people? I think that when you put a picture on the face, or a face on the picture, I'm not sure about the expression, it's better. So here we have him. Attempted offing in Labé, or Labé. I'm not even sure how you pronounce it anymore. I forget everything while I'm hosting. We got, here we have that woman. Remember, one of them was a woman. We have the other dude here. And the older gentleman on the left here. So these are the people that went to see the guy. These are the ones that Al Bovin sent. Yeah, I call him Al Bovin. They call him Al. Me, it's because it says A-double-L. In English, A-double-L is Al. So I find it very strange that French Canadians named the guy Al with 2 L's. I still don't get it. But yeah, I'd rather call him Al. But let's see what do you have here. Do you have anything new or not? Or we're just going to look at the pictures. We're not going to reread everything to say the same story. This is Stéphane Hébert. And just trying to see what's the tattoo here. I cannot read it. But, the typical guys, tattoo all the way here. Not trying to hide it on the hands, Now, the smarter gentleman, the criminal of the bunch, he does not, how could I say, display his honor on his face, on his cheeks, on his hands. He could pass as just another dude walking to the corner store, just with a little bit more of a biker look. Let's see what we got. And then we have, what was the guy's name? Always read the names. Ghislain Grenier. And then we got her. It's Kim Lapointe Warren. There he is. With the fatality claw for, what do you call it? Killer Instinct, that game. Remember the guy with the big claws, man? So if you wanted to see what a viper looks like, there you go, guys. I don't know about you, but I don't think that's very nice to look at. Kind of makes you, kind of says a lot about you. That's what you find is cute. This is cute. Having big ass claws like this. To me, that spells I'm a nutcase. I'm dangerous. Be careful. I scratch hard. Like, I don't get it. I really don't get it. But yeah, one sees doing it, the others will copy. Don't you worry. Just needs to be on television or on YouTube in a music video clip. And then they'll all do it. This, of course, they're already all doing it. But this is Elizabeth Warren, Kim Lapointe Warren. And then we got our favorite juggler of words. I hope there's no video because I do not like translating this ish. What we got here? Yeah, nothing new here. C'est carrément, same stuff as usual is what they're saying. Yeah, the mistaken. These are the guys who were sent by Al Bovin to go do the job there. That's it. François Tremblay makes a very good observation there. He says, these are claws of a dancer. And I fully agree with you. These are the kinds of degenerates, that society also promotes, It doesn't matter what they do, they dance naked, they sleep with men for money, whatever, but they're always strong, brave, and precious and role models to society. Whereas if he sells stupefiers, he's scum of the earth. No matter what, he's scum of the earth. You cannot buy him back. He's beyond saving. I always find I said, is the word dichotomy? I don't know what the word is. You know what I mean? That between guys, how guys and girls are treated. One, it's flawless, blameless, can even murder her kids. As I showed you, and get away with it. Blame the Rizzuto clan for that. I blew my mind, that one. And she can go to trial 3 times. They say the first time she's guilty. Then they say, no, but she's a woman. She can't really be guilty. We need to give her a second chance. She gets found guilty again. No, but really, she's a woman. Come on now. And then the third time, like, all right, fine then. She's not guilty. Let her go home. The Rizzuto clan sneaked into the home of Giuseppe De Vito, and they could not get revenge at all. And so they do what they usually do. They decided, you know what? Here's a 6 or 7 year old girl with her sister. I have an idea. Let's suffocate them with gas, and then we'll get our revenge on Giuseppe. That's gonna solve all our problems. That's what must have happened, That's what they argued in court for her the third time to get her away with all this. Unbelievable. But if it was anything, anyways, I wonder what the times are gonna look like. I bet you he's gonna get all the time. And she's going to say, he made me do it. I was abused by my boyfriend. Anyways, guys, I'll leave that there, and I'll leave you with this face right here. Thank you for joining in, my friends. God bless all of you. And just catching up the names. Gagnon Alain. There you go. DJ, my bro. I love you, pal. Always helping me out. I never asked this guy to help me out. He did it out of the kindness of his heart. I really appreciate that, man. And you don't ever feel you got to keep going or anything like that. It's not a job. It's not a duty. It's not anything, bro. You do whatever you feel like whenever, if you do. And if you don't want, you don't, bro. It's all good. We got Axe T. Welcome, buddy, from Australia. Aussie. Yes, says Lebanese are very big players in Sydney and Melbourne. Absolutely, 100%. I don't know anything about Australia except the documentaries I saw, and it looked pretty damn freaking obvious. That's what I came down to. And we actually learned from them. The parallel between Canada and Australia is huge. Huge. I've started to draw some lessons from what's going over there to speculate and help us explain what's going on here, such as the 70-year-old man who got offed in St. Leonardo, a Lebanese, a very highly populated Lebanese neighborhood. It's not a Lebanese neighborhood, but you know what I'm trying to say here. He was a Syrian man. He owned the business where I used to live around there. Anyways, he got offed. The assassins were coming for him. They say that he was not buying the tobacco from the right community. Which community is that, do you think? Huh? Well, the same community as the Lebanese in Sydney, Australia, or was it, in Melbourne, whichever it is, the Lebanese kingpin who's extorting the tobacco shop owners over there for not buying his tobacco. You know? Could that be? It's that type of, it's like a mirror over here and over there to explain things. Well, I say we look at Australia, we can learn a lot. And then after that, give a shout out to Wild One. Thank you, Wild One, for joining us. And as DJ says, support the Crafty One, Forger, your uncle, by hitting like and subscribe. And if you want, consider becoming a donor, donation to the Forger here for his translations, his work. I appreciate you, but it's no obligation either. But if YouTube dings the video, you get to watch it no matter what. It'll be available before I usually delete it if it does get dinged. Real Socrates 52, YouTube pal, what's up, buddy? I'm sorry for the volume. Other people like Real Socrates saying the volume of your thing sucks. Believe me, I don't have a choice. It's maxed out. I'm even checking right now. Yeah, it's maxed out. My device is completely maxed out. Sorry, guys. And 21C, also known as now Charlie Martelli. Yeah, man. You too, good fella. Welcome, bro. And François Tremblay. What's up, tabarnak? Lâche pas, mon chum. Toi aussi, bro. Je te remercie, bro. Merci beaucoup, frère. Ça fait du bien. Merci. And René Lévesque, We got René Lévesque here. Classic name, He goes like the Prime Minister. We had René Lévesque. Merci, René Lévesque. And okay. René Lévesque is saying that it's all. He's saying that c'est pas Al Boivin. I gotta see how they pronounce it. Because Al Boivin, is that how they say it? Al Boivin or All Boivin? C'est-tu comme ça? Je suis curieux. I'm curious. And thank you, François. Ryan C., thank you so much. But I'm glad you're enjoying it, bro. Because the show is about hanging out with you guys. It's about us together hanging out, giving respect, love back, teaching each other stuff, kindness, and it's a community between us, man. That's what it's about. Some people hate that. They hate your boy Forger. They try to tell him how to speak. You should speak like this. You should speak like that. Imagine telling that to another grown man. How he should talk. Why not just not watch? It's an easy fix, I've always wondered that part. Vincenzo Abate. What up, my bro? How are you doing, huh? Salute right back at you, pal. And Parmigiani, what's up, pal? Salute to you too, bro. And the Sphinx Francis, c'est moi qui te remercie. I'm the one who thanks you, or the Sphinx Francis. Thank you so much. Right back at you, pal. Thank you guys for everyone joining in, hanging out, and being patient, and being supportive, being kind with each other. And with me also. I do appreciate that, And like I always say, because there's a bunch of silent people here. You too, pal. Because unlike the other fool, it's not what you say that matters all the time. It's also what you don't say that shows a lot of wisdom. I appreciate that. You're a good guy. So see you guys later. Take care, friends.